get hauled to court? Joy FM would like to state that the views, comments, opinions, contributions, and statements made by contributors and commentators on this program do not necessarily represent the views or policy of Multimedia Group Limited or Joy FM, and neither Multimedia Group Limited nor Joy FM necessarily share, sanction, or endorse the views, comments, opinions, or contributions so expressed on this program. And we start the way we start. Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Yep, I'll say that again. Well, folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, and I say thank God it's Monday. Another wonderful opportunity to gather around and perform one of radio's most important rituals. For many years, folks, for many, many years, we meet here once a week, and we do so for the love of nation. We do so to edify our souls with storytelling, to feed ourselves with knowledge and in-depth wisdom. The show can be very hard-hitting, yet devoid of personal insult. Over the years, we have built up and collected a great number of true patrons. Most of them highly knowledgeable, but very silent until you meet them outside, and then they own up. I say thank you to you all. Folks, welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. Only on Joy 99.7 FM every Monday at this time. Make it a point to join us. So at this point, I say let us all gather and make truth good. Our topic today, folks. Who created the mess? The voter or the politician? Who created the mess? The voter or the politician? Chicken and egg situation. Folks, I have always praised my audience, and I always continue to praise my audience. In fact, as far as radio listeners and contributors go, we are an envy amongst industry. And that's a fact. That's absolute fact. The level of composure, the height of intellect, wisdom, the ability to handle really sensitive subjects. I mean, you deserve an award. Yeah, so once again, I thank you. Because, I mean, look, some of the subjects that we treat on That's My Opinion, should it be on any show, I mean, like, all hell will break loose. But you will take the subject, no matter how sensitive it is, break it down and bring your views, agree, disagree, in the most discerning matter. It is so beautiful, and thank you. However, oh yes, folks, however, there are times, and usually I would announce that I am going to do an airtime wasting show. Not because the subject matter is not important, but just to know that, you guys won't mind me. Just know that you guys wouldn't mind me. I mean, there are some really critical issues that go to the very core of our foundations. When I bring them up, feel me cry. But the show goes on. Now, today's show may be borderline on such a matter. It may be borderline. Not too much time-wasting show, but maybe borderline. Folks, this mess that we find ourselves in, this frustration of things could be better. Things must be better. Sector by sector, we can punch holes, point fingers, and lay blame. Whose fault is it? The voter or the voted for? Last week, our topic was Ghana in spite of. I tried to point to the fact that in spite of all that is wrong around us, there's still some magic in Ghana. A week before that, I think I talked about the fact that Ghana is a world leader in women in entrepreneurship. World number one. We are seeing Ghana way before Russia. We are way ahead of Russia before, I think Rwanda and a few Uganda and a few African countries. But just we are in a comfortable lead. So that, it must count for something. However, the general sentiment after the show were otherwise. Folks were not having it. The mess in the system is too much. The needless hardship, impunity, arrogance of power, profligacy, blatant in-your-face disregard. There is anger in the system. There's frustration in the system. Inequality, a huge gap between the rich and poor. Bad roads, as it's raining. Oh, yeah. As it's raining, the roads are just literally melting away. As though they were made with salt. Inadequate schools, poor quality in education, as we can see in our faces, that the education standards are falling, we can see. And folks, I can list till thy kingdom come. But folks, there are some trends that are constant and have been with us since probably the Fourth Republic. They're constant. In fact, can even, dare I say, fact, that most people get into power and gain sudden unexplained wealth. We've seen it in almost every administration where people come into power and there's some sudden unexplained wealth. Most people get into power and live lives that they were not able to afford prior to. About radio shows, so lorry fare abani idea later on they shouldn't turn off the engine because he cannot ride in. Meanwhile, before his government or her government came into power, not for trot rubber. And then the producers will give 200 CDs. And one farmer now, they will hover around, make sure you give them their 200 CDs so that they can go back. Now, he comes with the bodyguard, his driver, and the engine. Don't turn it off. Keep the engine running because on Porsche. Yes. They would lead lives that prior to coming into government, they couldn't have afforded. Folks, we see some of them spend more money to get a political position than they are projected to earn as a salary in the same position over the stipulated period. People will come and openly say, I spent X amount of money for this position. And you know the salary for that position. And so if you multiply by 4 years, you know that, hold on, your salary is less than what you spent to get the position every day. Folks, some will openly flaunt money for votes, promise and fail. Not much accountability, not much punishment. Nobody retires for whatever it is that goes wrong. I'm yet to see anybody come on air to say, look, because of XYZ that went wrong in this department or this ministry, I'm putting my job down. No. Not very often, even if it happens. Folks, these and more are facts and constants. Yet, folks, you and I will queue up from dawn. Some will line up stones to vote. Some will travel from outside the country to come and vote. Some are even willing to fight, to harm, to maim, go to any legal extent in support of their various politicians. Now, after all is said and done, even the ability to come together to demand fairness and equity and equality for our own benefit is a problem. After Tobe, Yakun, Yaba, everything, all is said and done. even to come together as one, to demand that the road get fixed, to demand that the hospital get built, to demand that some teachers, even that has become a problem. Folks, the whole thing is like a cult, brainwashed, to the extent that now probably we need deliverance from our own selves. Let me tell you a story that will amaze you. Probably, well, maybe you won't get amazed anymore. But once upon a time, when President Mills passed, God bless his soul, the issue of mode of transport to the hospital came up. So as the back and forth was going on, Professor Akosa, in his wisdom and his expertise in the medical field, pointed out to us that we should make sure that the ambulances we have are able to support life before getting to the hospital, and not just a mere van with a siren on top. Folks, personally, and I admit, it really got me thinking because I had not thought of it that way. Prior to that, my attention hadn't been drawn to it. Yes, ambulance, you know, I say penny. You can't ambulance. The first thing you think is penny. But no. Folks, he's saying, have you got oxygen in it? I mean, this thing that shocks the person back into life and adrenaline and whatever. I have all those things in the ambulance just in case. Between where you were picked up from and you get to the emergency, they can apply it. Well, folks, instead of us demanding from the health authorities the status of the national ambulances, come and see insults. Jesus, we rained insult on the man. Can you believe it? Oh no, no, shows idea because after all, it is the taxes and when you so I mean, should I need it? Is it fit for purpose? Hey. Folks, complete cultish behavior. However we developed it, I don't know. Maybe I have to look into the research of it, how we got there. But we were angry. We who would one day need the ambulances were angry and insulted the man instead of demanding to get us, the status of the ambulances that we have paid for. So I am asking folks, who created the mess? We who vote without punishing, or the politician who has now become an opportunist? Who has created this mess? Look, I mean, you go to Gulf City now, and it's like the surface of the moon. I mean, the road, it just looked like Neil Armstrong is going to land on it anytime. Should I go today and say, listen, everybody in Gulf City, look, come out and let's demand? I'm sure 3-4 houses will come. The rest will think, oh, yeah, so that's where we are now. Even our ability to come together to say no or demand has become a problem. So I am asking, who created the mess? We who voted without punishing, or the politician who has now become an opportunist? And I'm sure if Shem Mixing Yabua was to get into the line right now, he says, Nana, I keep telling you, why don't we try someone else, something different? We keep going to the left and the right, and we're getting the same results. So why don't we break the chain? But will we? I don't know. Probably way beyond me. Folks, now there's a school of thought that maybe people don't really know what it is when they say vote. Vote is another. Kukrumuti power. Folks, facts here, kukrumuti all the time. The white man can you kokromoti the white man can the white by the brody Joe near the white. So kokromoti no, it doesn't hit the heart. Kokromoti there. I just want now the most important is to me saying kokromoti whom mopo. Other than that, kokromoti to us tribe. So languages sometimes when you say languages one year, you may not get the essence. The farm is for breaking yam, plantain, cocoa yam. I mean, kotomre and cocoa yam, and then you use the kokromoti to the abu. my father sent one of his aides to one of his friend's house. Hey, Nana, Missy Bayere pan, ye seen him na the cookroom with a bread knife. Or so you deceive by him say, Gartner. I mean, what? So Kokromoti to us, it's a bread knife would deceive by him. Nebu. So if you want a print of it, no big deal. But maybe if we call it giving away your only power, you are queuing up to give up your only power in the nation. Maybe we will think twice. To me, what we are seeing now, what the money we all need to me. Maybe we will think twice. Now, me team, so it doesn't matter. But if we are told that the only power you have as a Ghanaian citizen, you are queuing up to go and give it away. So then maybe you will think, say, hey, does this guy deserve that I give up my whole power to him or her? Maybe we may think twice if we change the language. Na kukumiti power ni dia. Yo man keni. Wasi na ni kukumiti ze bread knife. Udisi ba ile numu say gat nebu. So maybe the language, the narrative, if it is indeed that we are not educated enough to understand the system with which we have adopted, then maybe we must change the language. Because I'm just saying this because, we are complaining and complaining and complaining, and we keep doing the same thing, just changing to the left, and then we change to the right, and then we change to the left, and then we change to the right. And it's like every 4 years, every 8 years, it seems to get worse. So they say the dollar was now 1 cedi, and then now it's now 4 cedis, and now it's now 12 cedis. Yet because the dollar, now it's now 30 cedis, and then they keep going. It never keeps coming back. Whose fault is it, folks? We who keep voting to the left and right, or those at the center who have then seen say, 8 years, and so here we are. And we know that our situation should be better than this. We know that there is opportunity here that we should make things better. But how do we traverse this path? How do we change this course? How do we arrive there? That is the situation on the table today. So is it the guys who are taking advantage of us? Yes, they know why they've been given the mandate to make the country better than it is. But if they don't get punished. Man is naturally selfish. Man is naturally selfish. So if you live with somebody, as my father says, and you leave plenty notes in the room and it's unaccountable, you are, even if the guy is, the saint of all saints, you are tempting the person. He's not God. He's only human. And so if he's not going to be punished for whatever it is, then so be it. Then so be it. And there's been countless and countless. I mean, they can be, they'll come and tell you, oh, it's been the first quarter already and 600 people or 700 people are dead on the road. Everybody from road, the road transport minister, just everybody gets their pay, their bonus, and they are traveling from country to country doing conferences on road safety. Based on tax, and road safety. At worst, they'll come and do your funeral for you. If you're lucky, as it's getting to politics now, they're fine. As soon as a bus hits, it's getting to, primaries. If you get an accident anywhere near, sensitive area, sharp, they'll rush there and do the funeral for you. But as to going to punish the persons who have to fix the road or make sure the driver and forget it. Folks, whose fault is it? We who are voting or those taking advantage? For those of you who haven't saved, the number is 0302 216 541. 0302 216 541. Cosby says the politician represents the character and attitude of most Ghanaians today. I was told Dr. Kwame Nkrumah rejected the conditions of the IMF gave him during his time when Ghana first went there. Immediately after his overthrow, the new leaders went in for those conditionalities. Our morals are corrupted. We are just not willing to stop chasing after money for a national honor. Almost everyone in Ghana today is just a mere beggar. The sad part is that we are pumping money into the development of other countries, leaving our own. Makos. Hello, and who's my first caller?
Nana.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me say a personal experience. My brother, one of my brothers, had a national office in one of these two political parties who have been taking us for a ride. Now, in the beginning stages of his life, see, I know my brother, but when he entered into politics and wanted to go to parliament, I saw a different person. He's older than I am, and I saw the transition of how someone I knew to be this way now begin to act in a certain way just for the mere fact that he wanted power. And that is how come I've not, my whole life, I've never voted before. I never voted for him. I never voted, I never voted Nana. Because from him, because you see, he belongs to one of these political parties, so they come around, you see, so I see them, I experience them, and I saw something different. See, when I was younger, I thought by the time I grow, this country will be way far gone. But I'm grown, I'm a grown man now, and not much has changed. He asked me, I would say blame both the voter and the politician. Because you go and vote, and you see green, but for the mere fact that you support, you are a sympathizer of this party who is now in position of the resources, you wouldn't say anything that will sort of put them in a bad light. So you see green and you call it blue, and you support them to go ahead and kill us. You forget that everything that they do, we are the ones. When they will leave office, when they leave, you remain a citizen, and whatever mess that they've made, you'll be the one who will pay for it. At the end of the day, by the time there is this office, they've gotten whatever it is that they want to get. But what about you? How about your life? Right now, my brother is there. He's enjoying life. Maybe we don't see eye to eye because he knew I never voted for him. Because I never went to vote, Nana. Our eyes do not meet. So, the politicians are still capitalizing on the foolishness, excuse my French. Majority of Ghanaians has been exhibiting. You are defending a lot of wrong things, and they are capitalizing on it. They are taking advantage of it. You vote them into power, they go out there, they make the rules, they make the laws. You see how they are all against the LGBT thing and they want to pass a law. It's the same, I feel like it's the same energy that we the citizens, the same energy they are putting into, pass the law. I feel it's the same energy we should put into it. That some certain things in the constitution that is giving license for a lot of the, excuse my French again, nonsense that is happening, for them to be amended. So we can go for them, Nana. See, a time is coming where we will take him, we will chase them, we will cane them, Nana. Because we can't allow them to continue to play with I'm here today, but I know the situation, my children, their children, they will come and meet the same thing.
Thank you very much, my brother. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, Nana. Thank God for keeping you.
Ajimai Joseph, let me hear you.
And I think I will blame we the voters.
Mm.
Because, one, when we are voting for somebody who will put money in our pocket, but not to develop the area for all of us. When it is our funeral, we invite the honorable. Adoring, we invite the honorable. Somebody is going to marry, honorable. Somebody's wife or child is at the hospital, honorable. So honorable is thinking that the money for development, I should keep it so that when they come, I'll give it to them personally, so that they vote me the next time. They vote for me the next time. My uncle's son made an attempt to stand as an MP at our hometown. Even if he didn't even start the primaries, then people go to him that my son is going to join one of the security agencies and they want to pay his money, so I want you to pay this amount of money. So after spending all this money, they have to get the money back. And we ourselves will also go and stand somewhere and say that he called himself honorable. See the kind of vehicle he's driving in. So honorable will look for V8 air conditioning. When he falls into the potholes, it will rather massage him, but it will not affect him. Here we are, Nana. God bless you for speaking the truth.
God bless you too, my brother. 0302216547. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. This is Kobna.
Kwabna, let me hear you.
Yeah, Nana, it's an honor to be part of your program. Yeah, and we thank God for your life. Now, Nana, with the Gulf City, right? Gulf City has nice roads, and that's fine. It's part of the property owner providing this infrastructure. But like you said, if they don't come out to support the vulnerable, right, the system might affect them, especially if there is no ambulance coming to pick them at the beautiful or the flashy Gulf City area. Now, Nana, this is the case. You have to blame the voter. Hello, Nana.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah, you have to blame the voter. This is why I'm saying you have to blame the voter. After a couple of presidential cycles, right? And it's the same thing. We don't get any improvement. We don't see any improvement between the two major parties. Then we have to fight for something different, right? We have to fight. The politicians are comfortable with the system. They don't care about it. So it's the people who have to say, hey, we are tired of going to the polls every 4 years and getting the same thing. So we have to fight. So if the people are not willing to fight, the politicians are going to traverse the same path. So I will tell you, it's the voters' fault. Now, Nana, let me make this last point, then I'll allow others to make their contribution.
Sure.
The reason why the politicians are comfortable is that, like you said, they are not being punished enough. How do you punish a politician? Let's go to UK, where you spent some years of your life in UK. How UK, there is no specific time period where a prime minister can stay in power. A prime minister can stay in power for 2 weeks and they will leave. They can stay in power for 10 years and then they will leave. In the United States, right, it's every 2 years, right? Now, in Ghana, a politician is comfortable in power for 4 years. That's a long time. So they don't have any what's the name? Any agency, right? Agency to do the bidding of the voter. So what we need to do, like I said, we have to fight for things that we believe will benefit us, right? And that's the only way we can cause a change. It's difficult.
Thank you very much for calling. That's my brother Kwabna from USA. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
This is Samuel. I'm in Michelle Camp currently.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Nana, you see, the problem of this country is the Ghanaian, the voter. We are full of hypocrisy backbiting, self-centeredness. So when the politician is even going wrong, you, the individual who have seen what is going wrong and you want to fight on behalf of the people, those same people will come fighting you. And that is what it is. Just recently, the National Food Suppliers, I heard them on this very network. When some people were trying to find out what the problem is and to address the issue, we could clearly hear their responses and even maligning their own spokesperson, that they don't even know their spokesperson, who was on all the networks speaking on their behalf. You see, this is a country where the very few who want the best for the people, the masses themselves fight against those people. So how do we develop? And I thank you.
Thank you so much for calling 0302216541. Who created the mess, the voter or the voted for? Hello, who's talking to me?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Benjamin from Adenta.
Benjamin, let me hear you.
I'm surprised that some people are still thinking that it is the voter's fault. I mean, it is no fault of the voter. It is a politician's fault, and we fail to call them by their names. But excuse me, that's how I feel about them. Crooks who are into politics. So what do? They come and they lie to you. People who lie, you can't even sue them because their friends are wherever. If I say it, you will say no, but that's a fact. So I don't even want to mention the name of that place because you know what I'm talking about. Who can't even sue them? If you go, you will fail. These people come to lie to the voter. They lie to you. Why? Who cares? Who asked anybody to come for a funeral to donate money? Have any of them come to your funeral to donate money to you? All these lies, they fly around the place, paying school fees here and there. No one ever paid my school fees. I paid my school fees through and through. Though as MPs back in the days, nobody paid my school fees. So I don't know why people who come to lie to us. You say you do this, you're not doing it. And politics is not lies. In this country, when people want to lie, they say, hey, even the politicians, don't let us play politics with this. Please, even what I'm telling you on radio now is politics. People don't understand politics. It's my standpoint. It's what I think. It's what I believe in. I believe that politicians are to blame. It's politics. Everything we do in the house, whatever stand that you take. But people feel that you go and lie to people down in politics. No, that is not the case. So I have strong exceptions when people always want to blame the voter. But the bulk of the problem in our country resides with you, Nana, and your people. The media. The media in every country is supposed to educate people. Elsewhere in the world, politicians don't have the right to own the media. Yet they own the media. Not only that, they also own some of the journalists, even the multimedia. Because Manasseh Azuri resigned and told us that he's resigning because people in opposition who are working, or people actually in government who work through journalists in your place were frustrating his efforts. So he left. So it means that in every media organization we have, they try to have their people there. So in the end, they sway how you think because the media sets the agenda. Of course, obviously, because your friend Kwame Savakai was given a job in the government. How possible is that? I'm telling you that we blame the wrong people in this country, and we're not going to solve the problem. Because if you keep having people who are going to be speaking lies, we have a spectrum, the digital spectrum. It's been taken over. NCA and others have mentioned it. It's been taken over by politicians. But our taxes are funding it. You know, how can this happen? They're supposed to legislate to ensure that this will not happen. So the CSOs, civil society organizations, which some of them too are aligned to political parties and also not helping. So in the end, we blame the poor voter who is hungry, will get rice, will get some cooking oil, and they don't understand anything going on. I think that is not fair.
Thank you very much. That was passionate, but well, if you're hungry and you've taken your rice, then don't complain. So you get what you get. I mean, I don't know. But well, that was your point. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana.
Yes, sir.
I just want to add up to my brother who just left about the rice thing. And I see, little me baby, say you want power, you came to me, making a whole lot of promises. I said, okay, fine, I'll put you there. Now I put you there. You either fulfill 1% or even none. The following year, you come back again, say, oh, don't worry, all that I told you last year is in the pipeline. Give me the mandate again. Let me go and finish it for you. I do that again. You go there, maybe 2% out of the 100% things you see. Actually, you've enjoyed, you've left. Now, this is what has been going on, Nana. The politicians, this is what they've been doing. They promise what they can't give, especially the parliamentarians. Now you can see that they've now started saying parliament MPs do not do this, do not do that. They only lobby. There's a reason why because now it is changing. The people are now beginning to realize that they've been taking them for a ride. They've been promising them things that they know they don't do just because they want the power. So now it's gotten to the point where you won't take us for a ride any longer. So if you come to me, pay me. Unfortunately, they pay to it's small money. 50 cities, 20 cities. What do you hear then? You understand, Nana? There was a time somebody approached me like that. I told the person, look, if you want me to vote for you, you have to pay me 100,000 Ghana cedis. The person was just looking at my face. He said, eh? I said, yes, I'm serious. You want my vote. You are sharing money, 20 Ghana, 50 Ghana, for me to go and vote for you. Pay me 100,000 Ghana cedis. I'll go and vote for you. I'll take a picture and come and show it to you. Oh, yes, of course, Nana. If you are buying my vote, it won't come for cheap.
You might as well buy
it won't come for 20 cedis, 50 cedis. I know me the hearing. Pay me 100,000 Ghana cedis, bam. Now, me won't say, yes, you are buying it. But you won't come and make promises. Promises. It's not as if it's not achievable. Nana, you see, that's the painful bit. Some of these promises, it's not as if it's not achievable. It is very, very achievable. If you put common sense and wisdom to it, it is very achievable, very quick. But the moment they assume the power, it's like, as a will change your buyer, say, after winning the election, you don't campaign any longer. The moment they get their power, then you don't know how they think any longer.
Thank you very much. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
For me, I think we have problem as a people. Because by now, we all should have been demonstrating for accountability. But to date, no one is making the move. People like us, we don't have the say. We don't have a medium where we can say our opinion. Because to me, when you come to me as a politician, take and go and vote for me. Even if I don't take it, tomorrow somebody will take it, he will go there. Whatever he's supposed to get from there, he will get it. So at the end, you just lose as a voter. So the problem is not the voter, it's not the politician, but it's the law. We don't have any sort of accountability in there. Today, look at what is happening. I quite remember in President Kufuor regime when South Africans were making a demonstration for Jacob Zuma to refund money he used in investing his home. President Kufuor said he will not go to Castle, but at the long run, he used Ghana's money to dress his home, whatever, and later build this Jubilee House. Who demanded accountability? He awarded himself. I think the law are not favorable, and seriously, something needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hi, Nana. This is Kwesi from East Legon.
Kwesi, let me hear you.
Great. Nana, thank you very much for bringing this up. And I would put the blame on both the politician and the voter. Why am I saying so? This is the dispensation we find ourselves. This is the type of politics or the type of governance that we have chosen for ourselves, and so we have to do our duty as citizens by voting leaders to lead us. But the leaders get to that point and they think they are super gods. But it's amazing that this is, even affecting the fiber of our moral fiber. My junior brother has found himself into one of these political parties, and his demeanor has changed. And I side with the very first caller. He has changed, very disrespectful. He speaks anyhow, and so I think the blame must be placed. Right. It is the politician that has infiltrated into our system, but then we have also failed to realize or to see that they are affecting us. We fail to see that these people have promised us this and they are not delivering, and we need to vote them out. But we continue to, and you know what has happened now? Some of them find themselves outside the country, and they find themselves in social media, and they'll be on and insult. Yesterday I listened to one, and it's so bad. They were it was just insult. Just insult, raining insults, and so many, unprintable words. So I will place the blame, squarely on both of us, be the voters and the politicians who are supposed to know well. They market themselves, find themselves in that position, and they tend to forget about every promise they have ever made. Thank you very much, Nana.
Thank you very much, too. Next week, I think I need to dedicate a show to my DC Kwame Ejapon of Asiojamai. I must dedicate a show to him. State of our roads and schools. Send me channel show back up one pet. Send me show one pet one show. I want to say thank you so much to Nana Ansah Kwao IV. He came to Odumasa this morning to motivate teachers so that they, putting every bit of effort to make sure the children pass their BCE coming up. And that was a very honorable thing for a paramount chief to do. But the road from Akosombo to Odumasa, my goodness gracious. Hey! The Little Republic, Miss Meba. And then we went on a tour around the new school that's been built. The new school. Folks, I'll dedicate a show. I have to dedicate a show. DC Kwame Ejapon. When I complained about it, I met him at the events in Weiminchiano. Can you imagine DC? Or Hinimichi Ambas Weiminchiano. Because I've asked for a toilet in the school. Maybe I knew. I have asked as a chief. I've just asked that toilets be provided in the school so that the students can use it. DC, as we mean, that I'm ungrateful. School, so could be to me could be two school. How did we get here? That as a chief, if I just want a toilet facility for children in the school, DC tells me that can be to school now, can I be to school now because you're ungrateful. Next week, I'm not setting yet. I may mention the show back. Maxwell Agbagba is lined up. There's a golden phone. With his golden phone, know that your news is being read from a golden phone. Right? It doesn't take you lightly at all. Abeku was on the ones and twos. If you hear Ford will come and play some good songs, soul-searching songs. My name is Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akomodo Masa. Next Monday, God willing, we'll be back to do this all over again. Don't you even touch that dial.